Hello Stamper, welcome to Frenchie's video. I'm Frances Martin, independent demonstrator with Stamping Up at frenchiestamps.com in the US. Today I'm going to share how to make a pinwheel card. See? Boom, boom. And it stands very lovely on a desk. See how fun that is? First, I want to say this won't be very friendly in an envelope because you see how rounded it is. You could flat it up, but if you want to send it in a mail, I would suggest put it in a little box, okay? So it would be more a hand-delivered card. So let's get started. You're going to start with a piece of cardstock that measure 8.5 by 4 1/4. 8.5, 4 1/4, score at 4 1/4. So this is our card base. I'm using the Brights, yes, the Brights Collection Designer paper. And so we did a girl, now we're going to do one for boys. So I'm using Pacific Point and I'm using Granny Apple Green. These pieces of Designer Series paper, both of them in two different colors, is going to measure 4 by 4. You're going to bring that on your paper trimmer, go diagonal points to point in the track. So put one point to the other point, diagonal in the track, and then you're going to cut that. Boom. Now bring the long edge here of your triangle, put that flush at the end of your paper trimmer and the point in the track, and cut. So we get 2, and we're going to get 2 more with this piece. So you're going to get 4 triangle with one piece of 4 by 4, and you need the same for 2 different pattern paper, or 2 different color, I should say, it look better. Now you're going to take your card base here, and you're going to use a piece of copy paper, scrap paper. We need to find the center. I got a video for all shape of center. I'm going to attach it at the end of this video here. So this is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, the same size than the front of our card. Now to find the center, you're going to fold this in 2 and then fold back in 2. So the point's going to be our center. We're going to put that there and put a mark right there. I recommend that everything we're going to mark today, we're going to make quite a bit of mark. You want to use a pencil so then you can erase that easy. Now we're going to bring our paper and you're going to decide which side you want. So I think I want those square there. We're going to use liquid glue, and the reason I strongly recommend liquid glue, it's because if you're not just right the first time you put it down, you get the chance to move it a bit, okay? And this is going to get a lot of abuse when we're going to turn that. I strongly recommend the liquid glue. So now I'm putting that at the point there, but leaving a little space all around. So not right, you don't want to touch the center because then you won't have the right proportion of your frame around each piece. Now I do the top and then the bottom. I find that a lot easier to do top and bottom, so then I don't go sideways by the time I'm done. So I'm going to come right here. And voila. Now we're going to do both sides. So it doesn't matter top or side, but you want to do, we won't worry about that yet, the glue, because we're going to, oh, I think I can. It's still sticky. 1 second. I got my eraser here to remind me to erase that. You don't want to erase it till it's dry. You can wipe it like I did, but to completely erase, you want to wait till it's dry. You want to do face each other, not going around to do this. It's make it a lot easier to follow a nice pattern for this. Now here, and the last one. Now we don't want to do the back till we do our cuts, because it would be too hard to have exactly the same the front and the back, but after we do our cut, then it's easy. Et voila. So now we got that. It's just sticky a little bit. We're going to go in the back of it to make sure our glue it's all done properly. Now we're going to erase where, oh, it's not that sticky. Hold this tight, make sure it was. And this is, if you're wondering what is this, you can find that at like supply store, art store. It's an adhesive remover eraser. We used to sell them, used to. That's the magic word. Now it's time to do our marks. You're going to take a ruler and you're going to go 2.5 in all your triangle. So from the point, you're going to put that at 2.5 and make just a little mark. Sorry, not 2.5. 2 1/4. 2 1/4. 2 1/4 from your point. Make your mark, and you want to do that in all 4 corners. 2 1/4. Even if it's not just right, and this is going to be a little bit longer than what we need, but it's better to have it longer than shorter, because if it's too short, it's going to rip your paper when we're going to curl that to do the pinwheel. After you've done all 4 corners, we're going to do the center where you score. But this one, though, in the center, you're going to go at 2 3/4. Really like 2 5/8, just a little bit above 2.5, it's good. But to make it simple, we're going to go at 2 3/4 and make our mark there. Like I said, if it's too short, it ripped the paper. Now what we're going to do, you can take your paper trimmer. I prefer my scissors. So what you would do, you would put that in the opening, an opening there, diagonal, and start at your mark and cut. I find it, I got a tough time following that skinny strip. So for me, scissors are the way to go. So you're going to take your scissors, start at the point, and go to your mark here. And again here. Even if you go above your mark a little bit, that's perfectly fine, okay? And over here. Now, the one that we put here go from the bottom. So that was the 2 3/4. We're going to go from the bottom. You're going to say, oh, that's going to stand by itself. It's all going to stay attached with just this little piece at the top there. So now that we got this done, we can erase our mark. So we're going to go ahead and erase our mark. That's why pencil is the way to go, so you can erase your mark. Okay, now flip this around, and now we're going to go with the other colors. So the front was Granny Apple Green. Now we're going to do the Pacific Point. I want the square, the checkers there, so we're going to put the glue on the other side. And again, I like to do top and bottom, but the important thing on this side is to make sure that it go in those openings there. See? And you know what? Let me bring a piece of dark paper. It's hard to follow white on white. See? Much better. Now the next one. That would be awesome for kids. I mean, not just kids, but I think that this card, it's going to be a great cards for kids. Now, just make sure, see there, I'm too much on the side there. So we're going to push it. That's the reason why you want to have liquid glue, because liquid glue gives you the chance to move it. And I should even pay attention before I press it. That's okay, we're going to get it here. If you lift the corner, then you can see, okay? Et voila. Now, next. So this one, we're going to lift the corners so then we can follow easier. So if I lift and lift, then it's going to help me here. Here we go. See how much easier it is? So just lift the corner and that's going to help beaucoup. And this one. Here we go. Be generous on your glue because this is going to get abused when we curl. See when I lift how easy it is to follow? So just lift. The more mistake we make, the easier we learn tricks. The more tricks we learn, right? Going to turn this and just press this. Make sure my glue, it's all good. Okay, now we have to curl our paper. Before we do that, we're going to do the holes. I'm going to bring my pierce mat here. And you want to start at the corner here, the top corner. Get glue on my hand, that's not helping. I'm using my paper, pick tool, and I'm using the point there, the paper piercer. You want to make it right here. You want to make sure you get enough for a brad and it won't tear your paper, okay? So you want to make sure that you're not right at the edge. So you do this one, you skip one. Now we're going to go to the next one. So it's yes, no, yes. This one's going to be no, yes on this one. So yes, this one's going to be no, this one's going to be yes. And then right in your center where you get your mark. Et voila. Now you're going to use a tiny brad. And when I say a tiny, those mini brads, that's what you want to use. Make sure it's straight. This one looks like been abused. Let me grab another one. Well, maybe, maybe not. Here it is. Okay. You want to make sure that your brad, it's completely straight. If you get bend in your brad, it's going to be tricky. Now, every corner that got a hole in it, you want to curl it. And we're going to, this is the front of the card. We're going to curl it coming towards the front, okay? So you're going to take your bone folder, hold it with your finger here, and curl. And really, what we want to do is break the fiber in the cardstock. I should have mentioned this white, it's the regular white. I would not recommend a heavy card base for this because it would make it hard to curl. You could do it, but it would be harder to curl. Now this one don't have a hole, we don't do it. Now this one got a hole, and we're gonna curl this. You really want to break that fiber so it's gonna bend lovely. Now no, and then this one. This is the more tricky one, the one that it's right by the card base there. Let me come this way here. So you really want to break that lovely. And don't worry if it come apart, it's going to get all attached between the layers there. Don't worry about it. Now this one. Okay, now the next part, I say it's the artist part. Okay, you're going to take all your curvy one and just move that to the center and press it down a bit. That's going to help when we're going to put it and press it down. You don't want to smash it all the way down, okay? You just want to make sure that you curve that enough. Like this one, I can see right now it can be curved more at the edge there. Okay, that's coming in good. Now you're going to take your bread and you're going to go one by one. Make sure you keep that bread straight. And you know what? We're going to take back our poker and we're going to poke from the blue side so it push it out. Because now it was pushing up. So I don't want that. See, now that's going to be easier. Because when you poke your holes, it push the paper out. So we should have punched our hole from the back of the card. Okay, now let's try this again. Much easier, much easier. See, now it's going right in. So, oops, this one there, see, I read. I'm going to have to do magic there. Let me see. Be very careful. That's what I was saying at the beginning. You want to make sure you get enough space. I'm going to move it there. Let's hope that's going to be okay. Here we go. And then this is the hardest part, to be honest. And now you're going to push that right in your hole in the center. Squeeze that there. Make sure your bread is pushed all the way. And let's press this here. Take your bone folder. Push your bread in. Et voila. Now we got it. Okay, now if you see it want to go up here, you're just going to push. Curve it a little bit more. Push. Oh, this one we're going to fix it. Okay, so you want to make sure that you get plenty of space. We're going to fix that one we're going to operate that with glue dots. And I said dots, right? Put that right at the top there. There. And I try all with glue dot. You need the brads in there. Absolutely, you need the brads. Okay. Now this one can be. Here we go. We got a very nice pinwheel. Now don't worry about that because I got a 3/4 circle here. You can, if you get a punch, use a punch. If you don't have a punch, you can use the circle dies. And now we're going to put that right here. Push that there. Et voila. So now you got it. So, oh, I love those colors. For somebody that it's not in the bright colors, this look great. Now the back, we need to cover this. That's one I got a 1-inch circle. No. Okay, this one is 3/4. This one is 1/2 inch. Okay, 1/2 and 3/4. This one we're going to use 2. Here we go. Yep, that's going to cover it. Hold that there. Voila. Now, you can keep it this way. You don't have to do the next step. But for me, I know when I'm going to stamp and write my greeting for birthday or thinking of you or hello, whatever, it's going to go in those spots. So I didn't want that. So I use a piece of cardstock. I'm using the same color on this one, Pacific Point. This was Gorgeous Grape, Melon Mambo, and this one though, it's Island Heather. So I want it lighter there. This one I'm using the same color tones. See? Boom. And I embossed this one with Tasteful Texture. First, let me give you the size. It is 4 and a... Wait a minute. 4.5. So it's 4.5 score 1/2 inch. Okay, 4.5 score at 1/2 by 4. Now, the way that I embossed that, because I didn't want this part there, I just score it first and put my score right at the edge when it ends, not the end of the folder, just above it. You see, you get a little gap. That's where I put the the score and then roll it through. So you can emboss it or not. This one is embossed, this one is not embossed. Now you're going to take your glue, and I'm going to stick with my liquid glue for this project 100%. Now you're going to take this, so we're going to have a little white border all around. Voila. And here I can do a circle to put the happy birthday. You can decorate it any way you want. And now I got a strip. This is 5/8 by 4. So I want it a little bit more than the 1/2 inch. So it is 5/8 by 4. All measurement will be on my blog, and all the colors and the product that I use and so on. Right below you get the direct link to go to this blog post, and all that you need, the supplies going to be listed. You can order it there. The measurements going to be there. Et voila. So now I just have to do my greeting, but see how lovely it is. So now I say my boy one and my girl one, and they both stand out. See, very lovely. So that is it, my friend, for today. If you like what you see, give me the thumbs up. Also, right below, you can subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for your support. Till next time, happy stamping, my friend. Bye-bye for now.